Let's talk Minecraft. Hello everybody, my name is Edson and welcome. What you're watching right now is a brand new Saturday vlog, and this week I want to talk about Minecraft. Now, a few weeks back I did do a video sort of saying all of the changes I would like to see in Minecraft, and these are very much sort of gameplay features that I would like implemented. Not so much in 1.8, but more like in future updates, if obviously some of them aren't being updated in 1.8. But a few of them are, like, well, sort of versions of them are in 1.8. And I'm just going to go through what's awesome about Minecraft 1.8. And I'm not really going to cover much of like the command block stuff and all that. I'm just going to cover the sort of gameplay for single player / the multiplayer survival experience. And I'm just going to run through everything that's 100% going to be in, and just get you guys hyped about it as much as I am, because it's a massive change for Minecraft. They've done the 1.7.2, well, the 1.7 update with the new biomes was, in my opinion, the biggest update. They've had some big updates in the past, but the way that they changed the terrain and everything, it was just like a completely new writing of the game, and it completely changed everything. With all the new biomes, like how everything spawned and all that, it was crazy, that one was. But this one is even bigger in my opinion, just because the sheer amount of new stuff that we've actually got. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. So the first thing that everyone knows about, this was in since the first 1.8 snapshot. This is the 3 new stone types: diorite, andesite, granite. These can all be crafted using normal materials that are in the game now. I think it's cobblestone and netherrack for diorite, and then you use diorite and cobblestone for andesite or granite, one of them, and you use diorite and netherrack for the other one. So you can craft it from normal materials within the game at the minute. You find them, well, they each have a polished version as well, where you put them in a 4x4 square. You find them in big pockets like gravel. So gravel, as you know, at the minute is like just spawns randomly. Sometimes on the surface, sometimes, most of the time, it's on the ground. And this stone, I'm not sure if they're going to spawn together, but these stones are going to spawn in pockets like that. But the pockets, most of the time, are going to be bigger than the gravel ones you see. And it's not going to affect the spawn rate of ores, because ores, it essentially replaces the cobblestone. Well, the stone, and ores can spawn inside these pockets, so it doesn't affect the spawn rate of ores as well. So yeah, that's the first new thing. The second new thing is a sort of variation on one that at the minute they're taking something out and adding something in. Now at the minute they have dirt where grass doesn't grow, and they're replacing it with coarse dirt. And basically this replaces the current grassless dirt that you find in Mega Tiaga, I think Mesa and Savannah biomes. They're slightly dark. Well, in this one, obviously because it's a new block, it's slightly darker texture than dirt. You don't need a silk touch pickaxe, thankfully enough, to actually, like, you can punch it to get this stuff up. It doesn't like come up as regular dirt when you punch it. And this can also be crafted with regular dirt and gravel, I think 2x2 in diagonals. So yeah, that's that new dirt. And then I'm going to move on to one thing, and I'm just going to scroll up just so I've got this here, because I keep forgetting the names of all of these. And the ocean monuments. Now, this was something relatively new in one of the future, well, one of the most recent 1.8 snapshots. And this is well, I think, yeah, they're called ocean monuments. They're new underwater structures, much like the jungle temples, the desert temples, stuff like that. This is like an underwater temple, and it's protected by a number of new mobs. Well, there's 2 new mobs, a variation on one. They're called guardians, and within each temple there's also 3 elder guardians, which are like the boss ones. And you get from this whole ocean monument thing, you get a load of new blocks. I think this is prismarine bricks. Let's have a look. Dark prismarine, sea lanterns, and they're all crafted from a variety of recipes using prism shards and crystals, which you get from drops from guardians. And I think crystals are the more rare one, and that's the one that you use for sea lanterns. Shards are what you use for the bricks, the dark prismarine and the prismarine itself. to craft that. And also you get sponges. Now these are only dropped by the Elder Guardians. Now I think you get one per Guardian. You can't drop more than one, I know that, but I think it's guaranteed to drop a sponge. So each of these boss guardians that you kill, there's only 3 per temple. They might make it so there's like smaller temples with one, I'm not sure. But with each Elder Guardian you kill, you should get 1 sponge, which obviously is a new block as well. I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. And then moving on to another new mob, the Endermites. Now, not a lot of people actually know how these work. I've actually managed to find out how they do. They have 4 hearts of health. They deal 1 heart of damage. They sometimes spawn in a place of an Enderman when it teleports. So when an Enderman teleports, an Endermite might spawn. And they sort of act like Silverfish. They're very small. They're very hard to kill. Like, 'cause they move quite fast. And obviously they deal 1 heart of damage at a time. So obviously that's without any armor though. So with armor it might not be that good. But they sometimes spawn as well when a player throws an ender pearl. So if you throw an ender pearl, it might spawn where you land. But obviously this is going to play good effect when you actually fight the ender dragon, because I don't know if you guys have ever fought the ender dragon. The amount of endermen that are there, they're constantly teleporting and moving. Now, as soon as that happens, these endermites are just going to be spawning everywhere. So it's going to make the boss fight for the ender dragon a lot more difficult. But that's awesome. That's a new mob. And yeah, now let's move on to something else that has been in, I think, since the start when we had the new blocks, and that's slime blocks. Now these are crafted with slime balls. It's 9 slime balls in a crafting table, and it essentially acts as a trampoline. So we've got a trampoline in Minecraft. Also, it prevents fall damage, like if you fall from, so if you fall 100 blocks and you land on a slime block, no fall damage whatsoever. So yeah, it's a cool new thing to have in Minecraft. And let me just scroll down. So other things we've got, iron trap door. Now this is similar to an iron door. It can only be used like, you can't like hit it to open it. You have to use like a leave a redstone signal or something like that to actually activate it. Another cool thing within 1.8 is something that you'll see in you'll see quite a lot of map makers servers using, and that's a barrier. Now these are invisible blocks. They act as a full block, but they're completely transparent. Now obviously map makers are going to use these for like, I'm not too sure whether they would replace the glass wall with these in survival games, because I quite like to see the glass dome. But obviously like you could build a map within an actual like generated world now, and not like, and you could just like block off like, I don't know, like bits for like a new mini game or something. It's so easy to use, and it's an awesome thing for sort of like adventure map creators and stuff like that as well, if you want people to stick to a certain path rather than go off by their own. That's a cool thing as well. So yeah, that's an awesome new feature for 1.8. Now moving on to some of the more complicated stuff. Now I've managed to break this down into 2 things. I've broke it down into the enchanting and repairing and villager trading. So first we're going to go into the enchanting and repairing. Now enchanting costs, now stay with me here, okay. I'm going to try and break this down as simple as I can put it. I've wrote it down in bullet points. Hopefully you guys understand this. Enchanting now costs 1 to 3 levels, right? You still get like, say like 30 levels now. It would only cost 1 to 3 levels to enchant. And there'd be 3 options. The lower one would be 1 level, the middle one would be 2 levels, the most expensive one would be 3 levels. But you still need the overall total to enchant. So there's going to be like a level 7, a level 15 and a level 30 enchantment, let's say. And the level 7 enchantment will actually only take 1 level. But you do need 7 levels to do that. So, but if you want to do the level 30 enchantment, it will cost 3 levels, but you still need level 30. So if I was to do a level 30 enchantment, it would cost me 3 levels and it would only take me down to 27, but I'd have a level 30 enchantment. Now, there's some balancing issues that have happened here. You also need a material cost. So you need 1 to 3 lapis, depending on which level you're doing. If you're doing level 1 lapis, along with the levels that you need as well. And then obviously 2 lapis for the level 2, 3 lapis for the level 3. So if I was doing that level 30 enchantment, you would need 30 levels, 3 lapis, and it would take 3 levels off you and the 3 lapis. And you get level 30 enchantment, you'd still have 27 levels left. You get me? Yeah? Okay. Right. Now, One of the enchantments that you will get on the item will be displayed in a little box, and the rest of them will just be question marks. So you will get an idea as to what you're going to get, but you can't like keep clicking on and off with the item to like, if once you put that item on, that then acts as like a seed. It's sort of, they're describing it as a seed. So if I put a pickaxe on and I see the first one is unbreaking, and I don't want unbreaking on this pickaxe for whatever reason, I would, but if I didn't want unbreaking on, I can't then take the pickaxe off and then put the pickaxe on and it would say efficiency. No, you can't do that. Once you've put the item in, that then locks. So unless you enchant that pickaxe, those first three, like you'll see like a level 1, a level 2, a level 3, like different enchantments, that first word won't change. So you'll always have Unbreaking 3 until you actually enchant that item. Hopefully you understood that. On top of that, leveling up now takes longer, obviously because you keep quite a lot of levels. Leveling up now takes longer, but you don't use as many levels for level 30 enchantments. Level 5 enchants can now be enchanted on actual enchantment tables rather than getting them on anvils, because you couldn't get like a sharpness 5 sword. You had to get a sharpness 4 sword, then a sharpness 4 book, or another sharpness 4 sword, and combine them to get sharpness 5. And now you can actually get them from enchantment tables, which is pretty cool. Renaming items now only cost 1 level rather than 7 levels if it was like a level 30 pickaxe before. So yeah, also repairing now only costs 2 to 5 depending on how good the actual item is, but it only costs 2 to 5 levels, so that's a lot less. But obviously it's all balanced, like it takes a lot longer to get levels now, but the enchantment and repairing system is completely overhauled, and that's essentially I think that's everything there is in the new enchantment and repairing system. Now moving on to villager and trading. Okay, let me scroll down. Right. Oh my, this is this is quite a lot longer explanation video. Okay, so villagers and trading. Offers will be less random and more useful. So when you're trading with a villager, they're not going to like want, I don't know, 2 emeralds for 17 feathers or something. They're going to be more useful more useful trades, sorry, hopefully. That's what their aim is, and they're saying that's 100% going to happen. Villagers start out with a minimum of 2, but sometimes anywhere up to 4 trades. So they're not just going to have 1 trade now, and you have to use that trade to unlock it. They're always going to have 2. Sometimes they're going to have 3. Sometimes they're even going to have 4 just unlocked to start off with. Other trades are easily unlocked. As soon as you trade once, you'll unlock 3 new trades on top of that. So I think, unless obviously you've got more, I'm not too sure whether if you start off with 4 trades that you can actually get 7 trades on 1 villager. I'm not too sure, but if you've only got 2, you can unlock 3 more trades on top of that. I know that for 100% certain, with just 1 trade on either of the other 2. So it's a lot easier to unlock them now. And also, if you do 1, it can reactivate the old trade, stuff like that. Trading now gives experience as well. I'm not too sure how much experience, but obviously this could be a new form of XP grinding. If you can get a villager that's got good stuff that you can harvest really easily, this could be a new way to gain experience, but I'm not too sure how they're going to balance that. Villager professions are now shown when you actually trade with them, so you get to see what they're actually called. And there's a load of new I'm burping there. There's a load of new villager professions, so I'm going to read through them all. Librarian, cleric, fisherman, farmer, fletcher, shepherd, butcher, leatherworker, armourer, toolsmith, and weaponsmith. There's a lot more professions. I think they're going to add even more for 1.8. I just don't think they've said them all yet. So there's going to be even more. Also, now for the world generation, I'm going to move on to that after the villager trading. So world generation. Just a few small things. Gravel roads in villages have cobblestone underneath now, just in case like they spawn on like on top of caves, so like the gravel just doesn't fall through. Desert temples now spawn with stained clay instead of dyed wool in like the temple, because you see like blue and orange wool. Now that's going to be stained clay, which is pretty cool. Caverns/open caves now spawn on the surface of deserts, mesas, mega tiagas, and mushroom biomes, which previously. They never did before. There was always like caves underneath deserts, but you never really know where they were. Now they're actually going to be spawning in there, and like you're going to see them at the surface, which is pretty cool. Swampland generation has changed. Now this is pretty good because the swamps are just so annoying to travel through because it's loads of water and a few trees. Now there's going to be less water, more lily pads, and more random bits of dirt, so you can actually run through the swamps a lot easier. Right, moving on to some more other stuff. These are just a load of random stuff. Chisel and cracked stone bricks are now craftable. Moss stone and mossy stone bricks are now craftable as well. You can now harvest huge, like the grown mushrooms, not like the tiny mushrooms. When you grow the mushrooms, you can now harvest them and they don't turn into like, because I believe at the minute they turn into a certain mushroom block, but you can actually harvest the actual like mushroom tree. So you could pick the tree up, essentially you could harvest it down and move it, or build like a bigger mushroom tree if you wanted. So yeah, that's a thing. Carrots now heal 3 hunger instead of 4. Baked potatoes heal 5 instead of 6. Activator rails now shake minecarts, causing players to dismount. Arrows work differently in water now, so if you shoot someone that's in the water, this plays a big part in survival games. If you shoot someone that's in water, as soon as it hits the water, it goes for a couple of blocks, then it loses velocity and just drops down. Also, if you shoot in a fire arrow, it just, as soon as it hits the water, it goes out. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now, onto mobs. I've sort of added the hostile mobs and the normal mobs in this. So, villagers turn into witches when struck by lightning. Villagers now harvest, and collect and replant grown crops. So on their farms, they're going to be harvesting them, collecting them and replanting them. They also share that food out and bake that food. Like if it's bread, they craft it and they share it out between villagers. I'm not too sure how that works, whether they throw it to them, but apparently they share it out. I'm not sure if you kill the villager, you'll get the crops. I'm not sure. Animal growth can now be accelerated by using the animal's breeding item. So if you breed 2 pigs and you want the smaller pig to go quicker, keep giving him carrots and it should go quicker. And obviously the item that you use to breed any animal, that can work with them as well. Also, if you see just a random wolf, they will attack skeletons no matter what. Like, even if you're not the owner of the wolf and the skeleton attacks you, they'll just attack skeletons now, similar to what they do with sheep in the wild at the minute. They just attack them if they see them. Same will happen with the skeletons. And as a result, skeletons now run away from wolves. Also, all hostile mobs, so you got skeletons, zombies, zombie pigmen, witches. I'm not too sure whether spiders do. I think spiders do as well. They run away from creepers as they're about to explode. So that's going to make it more difficult. Including creepers. They run away from creepers when they're about to explode, which is a bit weird. But yeah, zombie pigmen will actually forgive you now after a short amount of time, as long as you're not within range of them, which is pretty good. Because the amount of times I accidentally hit pigmen, it's unreal. Endermen now walk faster. Spiders can no longer draw lines of sight through blocks. So in like caves, you see it when you walk around a corner, and then all these spiders knew that you were coming, and they were just waiting for you. That won't happen anymore. They can only see you via lines of sight, which will make exploring in abandoned mine shafts a lot easier. So yeah, now moving on to the final thing that I need to talk about. Hopefully you guys have been understanding this, but there's a few things that have been planned / 99% confirmed, because the developers have actually showed us video footage of this, and they're saying it's definitely going to be in 1.8. So I'm saying this is 99.9% confirmed, but there's always that little doubt just that it might be taken out. Happened with a couple of things before. But bunnies are being added to Minecraft. Holy guacamole. Now, when you kill them, they drop rabbit hide, rabbit meat, and also potential to drop rabbit's foot. The rabbit hide can be crafted into normal hide via a 2x2 square, and then you get 1 normal hide, which is what you get from cows at the minute. Rabbit meat can be cooked and eaten. I'm not too sure the hunger, like how much it heals and all that good stuff. You can also cook rabbit stew, which is by far the most complicated stew to cook. It's cooked rabbit, carrots, baked potatoes and mushrooms. I'm guessing this is going to heal a hell of a lot, maybe even like, I don't know, 8 hearts or something, because it's a lot of items to craft to make a stew. So yeah, I think that might heal quite a lot. Also, rabbit's foot, you might be wondering what that's going to be used for. That is going to be used for potions, and it's going to be a jumping potion, so that'll be pretty cool. A new potion, and that'll be a really good potion as well. If you're climbing mountains or something, jumping potion, so you can jump a lot higher. You can jump more than obviously 1 block, which would be good. Raw mutton, which is obviously what you get from sheep. that can be dropped from sheeps now when you kill them, and obviously that can be cooked and eaten as well. And then that's pretty much all of the 99.9% confirmed things. There may be more by the time this video's out. The snapshot for this week that you guys are seeing this video has not been released yet, so there might be a few more things. But there was a lot of bugs in last week's snapshot, so there might be quite a few things that that actually like needs fixing and everything. So they might not show any of the features. They might actually put the bunnies in this week, or the raw mutton and stuff like that. They might add a couple of them into the actual snapshots this week. I'm not too sure, but 1.8 it's looking like it's a really big thing. Like, I didn't even go into some of the stuff. There was like I think we've got spectator mode slash it's an invisible mode that you can have that only other spectators can see each other. You got like the customizable worlds as well, where you can like change the spawn rate of certain ores and everything within the world. You can change everything within the world. Like, it's completely customizable now. If you're like generating a new seed, you can have like loads of water, you can have loads of hills, stuff like that, and it's like all percentages and stuff. That's pretty cool. And also there's like all the command block changes as well. I'm not even going to go into them because I don't even understand them. But obviously 1.8, this is why it's the biggest and best update for Minecraft yet, especially for the survival, and I'm looking forward to it. When this gets released and we're playing this on Timeshot, it's going to be cracking, and hopefully you guys are as hyped about it as me as well. And I'm not too sure when it's going to be released. Everyone was saying it was going to be June, but they keep delaying it, they keep delaying it, they keep delaying it, they keep adding more stuff. I'm honestly unsure whether we're actually going to get this before the end of 2014. No, I think we will. I think we'll probably get it in September time, possibly. I think that's about when we'll get it. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, please give it a comment. In the comments, let me know what your favourite thing is. Also, if there's anything else you really think should be added in the 1.8 version, then let me know in the comment section below. I will discussing all of the like the changes, the talks, and everything. You comment down below. Let me know what you think of all the 1.8 changes, and I'll discuss it with every single one of you. I'll reply to all the comments like I normally do. And yeah, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.